You may have seen this video floating around that I'm going to talk about. Pierre Poilievre tweeted it and then tweeted criticism at the Liberal government for their failure in public safety and their attack on exclusively licensed gun owners. So this shooting, presumably a gang shooting, took place in White Rock, British Columbia. Now, I'm familiar with White Rock because I used to hang around there like in the late 80s, early 90s when I was a young man, a strapping young lad. It used to be an interesting place because they had an oceanfront community and a really nice pier, and there's nightclubs and restaurants. It's quite a happening spot. And at the same time, when you got away from the ocean, the rest of White Rock was known as a sleepy retirement community. But all in all, like a pretty quiet place. Well, apparently it's not quiet anymore. Now they have gang shootings. Now, you may have seen this video floating around, but this is a shooting with a fully automatic rifle with presumably a drum mag or something like that. We're going to go down an interesting road with this. So number one, this is an unbelievable public safety hazard. Obviously, it wasn't addressed by Bill C-71, Bill C-21, the so-called assault-style weapons ban, the handgun freeze, any of the amendments that made it and didn't make it through into Bill C-21, and all of the Liberal Party rhetoric didn't stop that from happening. And that's a type of firearm that has been banned in Canada since 1977, right? But just sidestep all of that stuff because criminals will get a hold of these firearms, whatever firearm they want. Doesn't matter what they want, they can get a hold of it by either illegally importing it from anywhere in the world or manufacturing them themselves. Like they'll go where they have to go to get this stuff. Okay, so, and that's the reality, right? That's anyone that knows anything knows that's true. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is when things like this, when you ignore firearm-related violence, you attack only licensed gun owners because it's politically convenient for you. This is the stuff that continues to happen and in this case has escalated to the point of full autos. But wait, it gets actually worse. So coming from a training background in this sort of context, as it were, law enforcement, it's if you look at this and you can see that this is a criminal with no firearms experience, a novice as well, and probably have never operated a firearm like this in their lives. And the problem is, not only is it just a public safety hazard from the two cars that this individual is engaging, but check this out. So Buddy comes around the hedge. He lights up both of these cars. The one car starts moving and he gets hyper-focused on it and he starts tracking the car, and look where his muzzle's going all the way around. He's tracking the car because he's hyper-focused on it and he's putting rounds down past his buddy. It's a miracle that his buddy is still alive. And so not only did he not just shoot the people he was there to shoot, he sprayed bullets down the street into other houses. These things are skipping off of car parts, are skipping off the concrete, off of posts, metal posts, who knows? And bullets are going stinking everywhere. I don't know what time of the night this was, but anybody walking around could have been struck several times. Like the level of impact to public safety that something like this has is immeasurable. Okay. Now, let me pivot to something else. I'm one of those people that is not against the militarization of the police. If you expect police to intervene in something like this, had they been around, but at the same time, you expect them only to show up with a handgun, I don't know what to say, right? Police need the proper tools for the jobs. Police need rifles and they need semi-autos, probably not full autos, because something like what you just watched could happen because police get a certain amount of experience and training with firearms, but it's not infinite unless they do it themselves. And most police don't. Many do, but most police don't. So anyway, if you're going to expect police to intervene on behalf of public safety in situations like what you just watched, they have to have the tools for the job. Even just in regular day-to-day policing where a firearm would be necessary, a rifle is better than a handgun, even at close range. So it's just better for public safety because bullets are going to go where you want them to go, not all over the place. And when it comes to long-range situations, police don't have to get that close to an issue to solve the problem. They can stay back a ways, which keeps them safer, and they're firing accurate rounds. So anyway, the reason why I brought this up, now this is interesting, is you can always depend on the deranged folks over at the Canadian Doctors for Protection from Guns to wade into something, as they've been doing for, I don't know, 5-6 years now, wade into something they know nothing about, but want to express an opinion and get it out there. Let people know what experts they are. So check out this tweet. So the docs have retweeted a post from the Coalition for Gun Control, and it relates to a story. It says, a risk to public safety. Police issued firearms stolen from a vehicle near Barrie, Ontario, I would imagine. And they retweet that with their own comment. It says, perhaps a review of why and when police have access to such weapons is in order. And so I don't want to go on and on about it, but the level of stupidity, the level of ignorance and arrogance and narcissism that it takes to wade into something like this with knowing absolutely, like they know less than nothing about these kinds of things. They don't know anything at all, right? They know how to repair bullet holes in human beings. But that's where it stops. And everybody knows that except them for some reason. Everybody acknowledges that. Do you think I'm going to give advice, medical advice? Do you think I'm going to say to you, hey, if you get shot, just come to me. Don't worry about the doctors. They don't know anything. They're NRA-inspired style doctors. Come to me. And me know nothing about it. Of course I'm not going to do that, right? Because I'm not a narcissist. So anyway, it's fascinating to me that you look at something like that shooting, that full auto shooting, where dude is not even just shooting his people that he wants to, whack or whatever. This guy's firing full auto bullets everywhere, all over the neighborhood. And these people would expect a police officer to intervene. And they're like, oh, police shouldn't even have guns, right? I guess that's the implication. It should be like Britain, right? Like London, where the cops don't even have guns there. The disconnect from reality is just astounding. Like, it's profound. Their ignorance is profound. And, it's funny. I would like to give a message to the Doctors for Protection from Guns. You know what? If you want to intervene yourself physically and increase public safety and stop something like what you just watched in that video yourself, and you want to go and do that with a taser or a baton, then I will be there to provide moral support for you, probably around 600 meters away behind cover, but I'm fully supportive of you doing that. Just as long as it's somebody else's life, it's no problem, right? You don't need a gun. It's really something. They're quite a group of people. Just astounding.
Remember, if you don't stand up for your own ability to own and use firearms, who will? Join the CCFR or donate right now at www.firearmrights.ca.